Hello, I'm Paul Pluter. I'm the method actor who plays Archibald Chesterfield III. Today I'm making a series. This is the I love my watches. And today I want to talk about why do I love my IWC International Watch Company Ingenieur. And this is a watch that I really do love. And I want to explain the story. Many years ago, I was working for a watch dealer over in Bangkok, and he let me wear one of his a vintage IWC Ingenieur called the Yacht Club. And that sparked my interest. That really sparked my interest. It sparked my interest in these beautiful pieces. And I gotta tell you, the IWC, I researched it, designed by Gerald Genta. Absolute, this is the genius who did the Nautilus, Patek, the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. He did quite a few. He did the 222 Vacheron. And he had many brands he's helped over the years, including Omega and rumored Rolex. So I had then come forward a couple years ago. My good friend Scotty just got this IWC 3227-01. He got it in, and I saw it, and I could see a lot of AP design cues in it. This was the Ingenieur for engineers, Ingenieur. And I gotta tell you, see, IWC is made in Switzerland, but they're made in Schwaffenhausen. This is the German-speaking part of Switzerland. And you've got Swiss know-how with German precision. This is really the true German-inspired wristwatch. Forget Lange. Forget these Glashütte watches. IWC is the true German. And I gotta tell you, I really love my Ingenieur. 5 reasons I love my Ingenieur. Number one is that it was originally designed in the 70s. It came out a few years from the Nautilus, Royal Oak, and the Ingenieur SL. That's the history and breeding to this watch. Number 2, what I absolutely love about this watch is the 3227-01. This came out at a time when IWC was trying to punch way above its weight. IWC in recent years has done some horrors, a lot of horrors with ETA-based movements and nasty things like that. But what they actually did was, at this stage here, they were punching way above their weight. They were designing a watch to be slightly more expensive than Rolex, but at AP quality. And that's what this watch is. The 3227-01 Ingenieur is Rolex price, AP quality. And that ethos came through the company. They not only did they try very hard with beautifully designed bracelet, with very easy to remove and add links. They also on this piece here, they also added the next thing that was really great about this was that they not only did they have the bracelet, but they also had the wonderful dial, the Guilloche dial with the I for Ingenieur, I for IWC. The other thing that they did on this here is they used an in-house movement. This was the 80110 based movement, which uses the famous IWC pendulum winding system. So this is a really cool thing. So I gotta tell you, in this watch itself here, it's a really cool thing to have the in-house movement. It's got the no expense spared pricing system. This was a really cool thing that they were doing. And I gotta tell you, the IWC itself there, with the bluey grey dial, I mean, the attention to detail is incredible. The glass itself, the dial is black, but they've put a blue tinge, an anti-glare coating on the glass there. It's done really, really well. The other thing I really love about this IWC piece itself there is the fact that this is a true engineer's watch. This is placed. It's an engineer's watch with a lot of punch and kick to it. It's a fantastic piece for the enthusiast to have. Magnetic fields are something which we all take for granted now, but the reality is these magnetic fields watches, the Milgauss and the Ingenieur, were two versions on the same concept. So I gotta tell you, in all honesty there, this is a big watch, 42.5 mil. I don't know if I'd want to go any bigger than that. It's a very girthy watch, very, very tall watch there, but it's executed in a very smart way. The case is finished with brushed and polished steel. It's done, no expense spared. It's done well. This is a high cost watch to produce. Unfortunately, this watch here didn't really take the IWC world by storm. It came out and just like the original Ingenieurs from the 70s, which were Gerald Genta inspired, they didn't really create a marketing storm. So it's very sad. IWC, the model after this here, they got rid of the anti-magnetic. They did silly things like add an ETA movement. They gave it crown guards. They really destroyed the principles of the design of this classic. So in many ways there, this is the better watch to have there. It really is the best watch to have if you are an engineer, if you are a perfectionist, or if you just like German design. So as far as it does go there, in German watches itself there, the reality is IWC is the German fanboy. That is the fanboy watch. It is sad what's happened. I mean, IWC really is a brand which has put a lot of effort into having alliances with Mercedes-Benz. IWC had a big Porsche heritage. That's right. They did a lot of IWC did some Porsche design pieces. So these are kind of sad that things have changed. But I got to tell you the honest truth there. The IWC Ingenieur, it's a watch I really do love. It took me a while to appreciate it. It took me a while. I didn't get the appreciation from the audience. The audience sort of bagged it and criticized it. And that's to be expected because it is an IWC. And they traditionally weren't good bang per buck. They weren't good value. And some of the residuals have been a bit questionable. And their reliance on ETA type movements is a little bit on the annoying side. So it took me a while to really come to grasp with it. But I really do love my Ingenieur. I really do love this piece. It is a classic piece. It is iconic. It is everything that you could want. I look at it as a bargain priced AP because I've owned a few Royal Oaks and they were an absolute pain in the ass to live with. They were shitty. They really pissed me off. They were hard to live with. The date to set on them was really quite annoying and they were quite fragile, whereas with the IWC Ingenieur, I feel this is a sturdy, good watch which can be worn for a long period of time. So I gotta tell you, I do love my IWC. I love my IWC and I'm very proud to own it. I'm proud to have it in the collection. I recently had a fan of mine who said, hey, I'm trying to look for one. I kind of jokingly said, I might sell you mine eventually, but I don't know if I will because how do I get another one? And I'm going to have seller's remorse. Seller's remorse. Just like I did with the Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon. Just like I did with the Breguet. I had seller's remorse. And I got to tell you, I really do love this watch here. I love it. It's just such a well executed piece. This is beautiful. So the IWC Ingenieur is one of the lovely watches which I adore. I love this baby. I really do love this watch. I'm Archibald Chesterfield III. Tell me what you guys think of that.